Welcome back to Automate Live. This is our last interview of the show as Automation Ladies, as far as we know anyway, and what a day we have had today and yesterday, and what a better way to kick it off, or finish it off, I guess, that I should say, than with our friend Ulli Thornton from Siemens. We have met, again, several times. I saw you guys at MIA recently, again, here in Detroit. So I am very excited to have you here to talk a little bit about some of the tech that you have literally with you, which is awesome. But for those people that don't know you, I probably can't do you justice to introducing you fully. So can you tell us a little bit more about who you are and what you do with Siemens?
Okay. Absolutely. So my name is Ulli Thornton, as you said. I'm the product marketing manager for our identification and locating portfolio at Siemens Industry. So we are at the digital industry level. And the business unit I'm working for is DCP, so Siemens, work with Siemens quite a bit. We love our acronyms, so it stands for Digital Connectivity and Power. So we do anything power supplies, industrial communication, and my favorite technology, which is identification locating. And that's why I'm here, so I want to tell you a little bit about it. Just since we are at our booth, so we're showing our hardware and our software solutions. But at Siemens, when we talk about identification and locating, so we basically refer to three different technologies. And that's something I really want to point out because Siemens is one of the few suppliers that actually has three different technologies in their portfolio, which really gives us the opportunity to service customers a lot better, right? Because sometimes customers come to us and say, well, I'm thinking I need RFID. Turned out this might be an RTLS application, right? So we have really different options we can work with. So real quick, so when we talk about identification locating, so we have, as I said, three different technologies. So we have OID, which is optical identification. These are our stationary code reading systems. So we do 1D code reading, we do 2D data matrix reading, product verification, object verification, and identification. But our sweet spot really is RFID, stands for radio frequency. So these are our RF readers, tags, and labels. And as we always say, the new kid on the block is our RTLS technology. So that's really the one I'm most excited about. So because before we were able to, as I said, verify and track any kind of object or a person for that matter. But they had to basically pass an RF reader, then we knew what it is and where it is. But as soon as it was out of this RF field, we lost it in a facility or in a manufacturing area. So this is really when RTLS comes in, which stands for real-time locating system. So this really allows us to locate any kind of asset. Let's talk about work pieces, pallets, finished, unfinished goods, motorized vehicles, or people for that matter, in real time. So we will always know where everything is in your facility.
That's a game changer.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
I know when you first told me about this, I immediately remembered a time when I heard from a customer that somebody had stolen a really expensive piece of equipment, a contractor, from their facility. Mm-hmm. And is that one of the use cases that you see with this type of stuff, is tracking high value assets?
Absolutely. So when we talk to customers, and that sometimes really blows me away because it's just like at home, right? People in manufacturing areas and plants lose things. And it could be bigger items, smaller items, but as I said, it's the same thing at home. They're constantly looking for things. And things walk out of the door, unfortunately, or they are misplaced, right? And then this technology in particular helps you to locate it. You can identify it, right, of course, but you can also locate it in real time. So we have several different applications that we work on. But one of the most exciting for me in personal is tool management. So RTLS can help you to manage any kind of power tools, especially when you have customers in automotive. Mm-hmm. They have all those power tools that used to be not wireless, now they're wireless, right? So what we can do with different software options, we can create geo-fences around power tools, which allows us to enable or disable power tools, for instance, but also, as you said earlier, right, so they cannot leave the facility, right? So we know when a tool walks off, basically, or is misplaced. So that is a very cool use case for RTLS, but also, as I said, just asset management, inventory management, finding stuff in your facility, operator validation, making sure that the right person is at the right workstation. That's definitely also a very good use case for RTLS. We always say the sky is the limit because also we learn a lot about new applications that we weren't aware of that we can actually cover with RTLS.
Yeah, so not to, I guess I'm the self-deprecating type, so I'll continue to embarrass myself. I lost my phone last year here at Automate, and you know, I have Find My Phone. But it was not accurate enough indoors here to tell me exactly which part of the building it was in, and it was actually pinging and saying it was kind of like outside the building for a while. How accurate is RTLS when we talk about indoor locations like this?
Very good question. So for industrial applications, so our accuracy is up to 30 centimeters or 1 foot. So yeah, we can locate very accurately. But I have to say, when it comes to the traditional applications, usually our customers looking into 1 meter, 1.5, 3 feet.
Yeah.
So that's usually what we see more often than not. So yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the box that you have there and what that accomplishes in the system?
So, which reminds me, did you guys get a chance to see Barbara Hampton's keynote speech this morning?
We missed it.
We wish we had.
Okay. So my takeaway really was that Siemens really wants to be recognized as a software company. I mean, we go way back, right? We just celebrated 175 years. So when it comes to our ident and locating technology, I mean, we are in business since more than 40 years, mainly with RFID. So for RTLS, just give you a quick background story. We acquired a company in 2018 from Chemnitz, Germany, to basically have this missing puzzle piece, which allowed us, as I said, to locate in real time. So now we are very well known for hardware, but we very much focus on software. And if you get the opportunity to come by our booth, I can show you a great software application, which we say it's a middleware, because we generate a lot of data. So what do you do with the data? And that's what we often see, that customers generate data, but what do you do? How do you visualize it? Yeah. We have a really good software that we just introduced basically, or launched. We have a partner in Seattle at Chasm, so they helped us develop a software to visualize the data that we generate in manufacturing facilities or in logistics, distribution.
Yeah.
So and that works with our technology. So we have a hardware component, so we have gateways and antennas, and I brought you some so you can look at them. So they wirelessly communicate, generate the data, and then they go in a what we call a basic configuration software. It's called Locating Manager. So it basically stores the data, and then we have middleware options that we put on top that then can move the data in higher level systems. And it really depends on the customer's preference. We can supply that on-prem or in the cloud. And then really, if they have a system, like an MES system, ERP system that they want us to integrate with, we can do that as well. So there are a lot of different options.
You can historize the motion of the asset that you're tracking?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So then really, I mean, you guys are really an IoT platform where you can tie this type of RTLS data in with all types of other sensor data, whether it's for predictive maintenance or for plant operations.
Absolutely.
Is that an area that you want to tell us a little bit more about?
So I mean, we are very much used to the traditional processes. So when you remember, we had like islands of automation, they were not connected, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of data or no transparency, let's say, right?
Yeah.
And that's really something that we are enabling with this kind of technology. We are focusing on the IoT processes or IoT-enabled processes. As you said, predictive maintenance, inventory management, automatic documentation, track and trace, so which is really important, especially on that digitalization journey that customers are on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Digitalization journey is something I hear a lot when I talk to Siemens and other companies in this area. What do you think, from your perspective, like, are we starting to get to any kind of maturity in that journey? Or should we even strive for maturity in the journey, or is it just we're somewhere on the journey and it'll forever continue to be?
I mean, it's such a fast-paced technology, right? And when it comes to my technology in particular, when you think about it, so these days, in today's industry, so we have different assets, right? We have devices on the field that are connected, PLCs, robotics. We are very much used to that, especially for PLCs.
Yeah.
But then you have components that are not connected, and they are just equally as important because they're part of this whole digitalization journey, right? So this is really where this technology comes in as well, where we connect it on an IoT level to they communicate with each other.
Ali, do you have any more questions about the technology?
What is the software called?
So we have several software options. The option you will see when you come to our booth is called Lucera. as I mentioned earlier, so we very much focus on, also as Barbara said, on an ecosystem of partners. Right? I mean, it's sometimes impossible to do everything by ourselves. So we very much rely on our automation partners, which are amazing.
Yeah.
So they help us really to talk to customers, find out what are their needs, and then really cater to those customers and address pain points or nagging problems, because we really want to offer a solution that can help to optimize processes, right? Create a safer environment. Sort and organize your inventory, know always what is in your facility, and this is really where this technology comes in. It's essential, right? Because you want to know what you have. Also, we talk about sustainability. It's part of the digitalization story, right? So how can you manufacture products and solutions that are more sustainable these days? But most important, how we can help our customers with our partners or ecosystem to really help address problems that they're currently facing and they don't have a solution. And Chasm, as I said earlier, is a distributor that we are working with that helped us to look into solutions, especially for ident and locating, that address all those problems that customers are facing to get more transparency and visibility in their traditional workflows and processes and operations, for that matter.
Okay. So I know you guys are a very big company. You've got a lot of different divisions. I love that you have on your shirt Siemens Simatic, RFID, and RTLS. So if people want to come to your booth, I think it's 3618. Am I getting that right? You guys, what sections or technologies do you guys have represented at the booth today?
I mean, you probably heard us talk about like Siemens Accelerator, right? So we want to give a solution for any kind of problem. So when you walk through the booths, you will see factory automation solutions. So my specialty really on the business use, I'm working with industrial communication, right? And obviously identification and locating.
Yeah.
So we have motion control products. We're also showing an HEV currently that also uses my technology, RFID, at the booth. So I mean, basically any kind of solution that that customers are looking for, a problem that has to be solved, I'm pretty positive we can check most of those boxes and provide the right solution.
So they can really walk in and say, here's my problem or idea or challenge, and you guys can kind of direct them to the right department and the right people to talk to. I'm sure you have experts from all the different areas. Yeah,
so what we did a little bit differently this year, so we started our booth training very early on Monday before Automate opened up, and we were all trained on the different stations, and everybody got the opportunity to talk about the solution or products that they're selling and promoting. So when a customer comes to the booth and said, hey, listen, here's my problem, here's the industry I'm working in, can you help me to find the right person? So this is something that's part of our training to bring them and say, okay, talk to John or talk to Mike, right? So yeah, I mean, we got well educated on all the different products and solutions that we have in our booth.
If anybody is not here at Automate and is particularly interested in learning more about RTLS, do you have any upcoming virtual events or resources or just a place to point them to go look for more information or get in touch with you?
I mean, we have lots of digital resources on the website. So usually the way Siemens is set up, if you go to in the US, if you go to usa.siemens.com/RFID, RTLS, OID, all those there, you will find it.
Great. Well, this is about, we need to wrap up here our last segment, and then Ali and I have not had time yet to go visit all of the booths that we've wanted to. We've talked to some great people over the last couple of days and made a lot of commitments, but we are going to make a beeline directly to Siemens booth right after this. So if any of you are here at the show and are seeing this, you want to meet us there at the booth, come find us in a few minutes. It'll take us a little while to head over there. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining us, Ulli. I really look forward to digging a little bit more into this. And then, if you're not familiar with us, Automation Ladies, it's a podcast on all your major podcast platforms, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, those sorts of places. And then you can also find us on our website, automationladies.io. Or connect with or follow, I think, all three of us on LinkedIn, which is really where all of the networking is happening outside of the show. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. There will be more great interviews this afternoon with our partners, and hope you enjoy the show. And if you're watching from home, come next year. Thanks very much.